Okay, we are live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob, and I'm your dungeon master tonight. We have a lovely group of heroes here today, and my cousin Joey has joined us. We have a guest today. Dasha has joined us. There we go. And I realized last time, Dasha, because your character that you're playing came in halfway through the adventure, that I really didn't give you a proper introduction. So, Dasha, tell everyone who you are.
I'm Dasha. Should I say my character or?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I'm playing Vellynne Harpell, who is a NPC who the party just ran into in East Haven, and she has led them to kind of ransack the house of a certain wizard that they encountered, who has now been executed.
That's right, and we're going to get into a little bit of a recap in a second, but before we do that, also, Dasha is part of another campaign on the channel, and that is the Supernatural 20 crew. The horror-themed one-shot campaign where every time you watch, it is a one-shot adventure, no need to catch up, although you're more than welcome to. We're actually going to be streaming the horror game this Saturday. So I have a little promo here you can take a look at. And you won't be able to see it, but the viewers will. It's called The Valley of the Gilded Tower, in a one-shot adventure by the Arcane Library. So very excited to run this on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Saturday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right.
I can't wait
Dasha,
to play.
Yeah, as I say, how do you feel about the Supernatural crew?
I think it's great. I mean, I've played with some of the people before in the Avernus campaign, and that was really fun. And it's definitely different not having kind of a continuous plot line, but it also kind of makes it easier to make more risky decisions within game because you know that they won't carry over necessarily, like the consequences. So it's kind of more fun to roleplay in this. And I enjoy my character. He's very different from the other characters I've played before, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a different mindset going into one-shots because the stories don't connect, but your characters and the experiences they have do carry over, and that's one of the cool things is that we have sanity. Yeah, we have a sanity mechanic, and all these things linger from session to session. So check that out this Saturday. Very excited for that.
My character just hasn't felt the consequences of the sanity yet because I've been very lucky in my roles. But we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, you haven't. You haven't.
I haven't, yeah. Some other characters have had it way more severely.
Yeah. All right. So now let's go in and introduce the group here. We'll start with Joey.
Hey, I'm Joey. I'm playing a white dragonborn paladin by the name of Rogal. Clearly, like a pretty noble soul. Just trying to make some friends, but yet constantly excluded from a group. Never a part of the Three Musketeers. Just always and Rogal. But
that's right. But soon
he's here to defend his friends and defend kobolds.
Yeah, I think that if you keep doing the right thing, though, soon the group will turn around. Let's see what CJ has to say about that.
I don't think so. I really, I've done the right thing many times. It's yet to be proven.
You are blessed, Regal.
True.
Yeah. If anything, Andrew's character likes you. CJ, why don't you tell us about your character?
Greetings, friends. I am Edmund Brycene, friend to elf and man, leader of the Three Musketeers and Rogal, with my friend Vladrian, co-leader of the Three Musketeers. I am a half-elf rogue and hater of kobolds. That's pretty much, where I'm at right now in my story arc.
Fair. Flair.
Hey guys, I am playing Flair, the half-elf bard, the the person who ended the endless winter just for a moment, otherwise known as Solar Flare. You know, Fladrian. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. He's the real noble soul around here.
That's right. You did end the winter for a brief moment. And then we go
winter,
to...
gave away this golden amulet just for the sake of the party.
Wow.
Selfless.
What a
Completely
guy.
selfless. Yeah.
What a guy. Andrew.
So I'm playing Elias Dawnstrider, human cleric, follower of Lathander. In Lathander's favor, along with Blessed Regal, looking to bring the light of Lathander back to this forsaken place.
That's right. And it was your lead that got everyone to go to the cabin where Flair and the group ended up finding the Sun Star, or the Summer Star, excuse me.
The Summer
CJ,
Star, yes.
Is that something you made?
Yeah, this is for Elias Dawnstrider. This is the symbol of Lathander that I made for him.
Oh wow.
So I don't have it up yet, but there's a video tutorial of how I made this coming to my channel. CJ does later this week, but I made this symbol of Lathander for Elias to help him worship his god.
That looks like something that would go really nice on a mantle or on a wall.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. It's a nice little piece. This was an experiment because I'm planning on doing something else, but this was a nice experiment with some new materials, and I'll go over that in the video you can watch on my channel with a link probably to the channel, but not to this video in the description.
That's
pretty
right.
cool. I
Very
actually
cool.
have a badge I obtained of Lathander. I don't know if you can see that.
That you procured?
Mhm.
Look at that.
Nice.
Awarded to me.
I don't have any badges on me, but I would give them all to you if I could. All right. So recap. Very brief recap. The group did end the winter. They found a device called the Summer Star at the cabin north of Lonelywood. However, after the sun finally came out for the first time in over 2 years, Oriel the Frostmaiden sent a horde of monsters to fight and stop the group. They got away narrowly, but the Summer Star was inactive, and so it is now back to the eternal winter. Then they went to East Haven after stopping quickly at Targos to claim their carvings from Garrett. And I don't know if CJ, if you had figured out what your carving was of.
Did.
So then you could still think about that because you have it in your back pocket. All right. Take your time. Then they headed to East Haven to find the wizard Dzaan, who they met in Caer Konig. They think Dzaan could maybe help them with the Summer Star. Perhaps fix it, empower it in some way. But when they got to East Haven, they found Dzaan burning on a pyre, put to death by the town militia for basically kidnapping and killing citizens. And it's then when Dasha's character, Vellynne Harpell, introduced herself to the group. She believes that Dzaan was trying to find a way to end the winter as well, and so you raided Zaan's house to look for any sort of clues that he might have left behind. The only thing you found was a map with weird symbols and writings on it, and ultimately you went to a cartographer to figure out if he could make heads or tails of the map and where it might be pointing you towards. So that's where we're going to begin. You're at the... you're actually going to be at the home, because it is nighttime. You're at the home of mapmaker... let's see, what was his name here? Here it is. You're at the home of mapmaker Franz Hader. Franz Hader, a human cartographer, a mapmaker, and you woke him up in the middle of the night, but it's urgent. And he brings you into his home to look at this map. Now, of course, he's kind of curious himself as to what the importance of this map is, but you don't really know. So you're bringing it to him. How would you introduce this map to the map maker?
Who has the map in their possession?
I don't think that was quite settled. But
I thought Vellynne had it.
I would say there are some curious markings and coordinates on this map, and we can't seem to decipher what they mean. We're wondering if you could help us.
The map maker is an older gentleman, bushy, grayed mustache. Puts on his spectacles to take a look at the map. Probably still in his like sleeping long johns and whatnot, but he gets the fire roaring so that his house isn't freezing cold, the area you're in, and takes a look at the map. And says, "Well, let me see here." And he rolls out the papers that you brought and looks at them. And after about 10 minutes of analyzing, kind of making some strange, noises like, oh yes, I could tell. He sees that these are intricate markings. Obviously, the person who created these maps would have wanted it to be a secret. He lets you know that.
But what do they say, mapmaker?
Can you decipher?
Well, now give me a moment. It's a secret, remember, so it's very hard to tell.
Is there a decoder ring or something?
No, but he's saying a lot of the symbols and kind of arrows that he's drawn on there are drawn to misdirect. So he's trying to figure out what the code is, and he doesn't have any ring or anything like that.
Drink more Ovaltine. Interesting.
Vellynne
Dasha.
will take a few gold pieces and slide them across the table to the map maker, and say, "It is of utmost urgency that we read this map."
Edmund,
yes,
are you not familiar with this thieves' cant?
I am familiar with Thieves' Cant. I've seen it a little bit, but this is a little bit outside of my expertise. This is like Thieves' Cant in Thieves' Cant. It's like layers deep. It's like a dream within a dream.
You were able to read some of the papers on the table, or at least decipher what some of the words meant. You couldn't get everything because it was written in, like it said, in code, in a secret. And it's not necessarily a thieves' language. It just, a lot of the methods were similar to something you've seen before. So Dasha, Vellynne slides him some gold, and he says, "Well, thank you there. Yes, I will take this, but I don't know if I can get much more out of this unless somebody were to decode these markings at the top. It looks like they might be coordinates, but they are confusing to me." Vellynne, Vellynne,
stare at them so
Vellynne,
hard.
give me an Arcana check.
Who?
Vellynne.
Oh, yes.
I asked the map maker if any part of the is this kind of just like a rough drawing of a region, or does it look like any region that he's familiar with, that he's drawn or
I think I mentioned it last time. It was a very detailed map of the East Haven area and all of the tundra to the east of it.
Okay.
But you were able to discern that it was a map of East Haven, and you can see Lac Dinashir, the lake that East Haven's on.
Okay.
You were able to pick those out, not a problem. But the tundra is just, mountains to the south and lots of empty space.
So I rolled 21. For Arcana.
So, yeah, Vellynne, you know this language. It's a secret code of the Arcane Brotherhood, and after a moment of analyzing it, you feel like you can find the correct coordinates that the map maker is asking for.
So I'll give them to the map maker.
Yeah, so you kind of break the coordinate code, and once he has that, he can tell you that all the drawings and all the arrows and any markings that the owner put on this, he says they're all there to kind of fool you, lead you and misdirect you. He circles an area on the map. These are the correct coordinates, or at least the purpose of this map, to show you where this location is. And it's smack in the center of the map, but it is, equidistant to East Haven on the west, the Ragged Glacier on the east, and the spine. It's closer to the Spine of the World Mountains to the south. It's probably 20 to 25 miles away from East Haven. I'm going to actually bring up the East Haven map. We'll go switch over to our normal
Can you
layout.
bring up the Icewind Dale map? Is that a thing you can bring up?
Yeah, I was just
Yes, I
looking
can.
at it.
Yeah.
You should have it in your journal.
Yeah, just so that we could all kind of look at it and poke at places,
Yeah.
I think.
Let me switch over.
I asked the map maker while you're doing this, is there any indication of what lies there with these markings, or any clues?
No. Just as I said, lots of misdirection. Everything written on here was meant to deceive you.
So his cat just jumped on the table. So I picked the cat up, and now I'm going to pet the cat. I'm going to ask him what his cat's name is. Because it was padding all over the map, making a mess.
The cat, his cat you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's Spot.
Ah, I had a cat like this once.
Yes, he's a tabby.
Hmm.
25 years old.
Oh,
That's an old cat.
Yes,
hence the grey.
but he's my shadow. Now, it seems like someone wanted this information kept secret. I take it is not your map?
No, it is. It's ours.
But
we
you
got
could
it
not
from the guy.
read your own writing?
Well, we forgot.
It was lost for a time.
Yeah. We bought it.
I'll slide another gold across the table and say, "Thank you for your discretion."
You never saw
Rugal feels awkward about lying.
And remember, it's a secret.
So
give him
I
one
have
more.
I have the map up, and I'm going to show the audience roughly where things are here. So we're looking at, actually, I can't ping on this map, but we're looking at about here. If you can see my,
Well,
Yeah, they
we're
can
not
see my
looking at the
mouse.
map.
We're
We
not
still
looking
see
at the map.
East Haven.
well, it's
Yeah.
for the viewers, okay? It's for the viewers.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You can see on the map, this is about where they're going to. All right. And for you all, if you were to look at the map, you all have it in your journals, I believe. Maybe Dasha doesn't because you came in later. But so if you look to the east of East Haven, about 20 to 25 miles. So you have the down at the bottom, you have the key, the miles marker there.
It's
You
like,
can-
like there's like a river traveling south. Is that like
Yeah,
where those
Mhm.
where those three
correct.
like places intersect?
Yep, just south of it. Yep,
Okay.
just south of that
Just south of that.
intersection. Yep.
Interesting.
Okay.
Seems like a place we should probably ignore for a while and do some other stuff in town.
Okay. The map maker, Franz, says that I'll keep this a secret, just us. And he takes, how much gold did you give him, Vellynne?
First I give him 2 and then 1 more for keeping quiet.
Okay. He'll take that 3 gold and put it in his back pocket.
He should also take the knowledge that he has helped the famous Three Musketeers and Regal in their quest
Oh,
to
you're
return the dawn
those,
to this land.
you're those fellas who everyone's clamoring about. You
That is
turned
that
the
is
sun
us.
back on.
Certainly is
Mhm.
us.
What's
Heroes of
that?
the North.
Which one of you's solar flare?
Ah, the one and only. That's me. Solar
Unbelievable.
flare.
I can't believe I've met the heroes of Icewind Dale.
Well, you're a lucky one. You sure are. And you also helped us a great deal.
Would you... I don't do this often, but would you like an autograph?
Vellynne's like,
What, an autograph? A signature?
Yes, the signature. You can tell
sure.
everyone that you've met us.
Absolutely. I would love a signature.
Is there paper and a quill? I don't have my own, you know.
Well, he takes out some blank parchment that he's got in his workstation and gives it to you.
I actually have I have an ink pot.
Okay. Of all the things you have an ink pot.
as all of this is happening, Vellynne is starting to seem a little bit uneasy. Like, we shouldn't waste too much more time here. Like, she wants to get out and leave.
I'll put the cat down. I'm going to put the cat down at this point. Body language that we can leave.
Careful with Spot.
I'll put him down gently and pat his head.
Good. Excellent. Now I must get to bed.
Friend Franz.
Yes, Franz. Franz the map maker.
For the record, I don't have a pen. I just have an ink pot. I've been using my claw.
He has a quill. He gave me some parchment. I'm sure he has a quill. He's a map maker. He's gotta have. How does he make maps without a quill?
He's got everything he needs.
He's got everything to make a map.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So then you can leave Franz's house, and you have the accurate location identified on the map. Now, Vellynne, you were saying that the group is wasting time. What does she say to the group?
Wasting time being too conspicuous. We do not need people to know where we are going. It is unwise to reveal such information, to strangers especially.
He's not a stranger, he's Franz. Good friend Franz.
He knows us.
He knows who we are already.
Sometimes it is wise to remain unknown.
He has my autograph. We've met.
Shakes her head. This is useless.
When your hero is such of us, it's hard to remain completely unknown.
Yes.
Although if someone does come looking for us, they could find us through him.
I will nod when Rogal says that.
Look at Rogal, just like...
Killjoy.
Yeah.
Rogal feels awkward and blushes, like a little bit of blue in his cheeks.
I must say, however, it's all of this finding of this map, these strange markings, having it deciphered. I am pretty curious as to what it leads to. Shall we be on our way?
Yes, there's only one way to find out.
It is quite far. We may need to
stop for lunch.
Stop for lunch.
In a tavern. Yes, we haven't eaten in some time.
We have not eaten today. Yet.
What
about your cobalt friends as well?
Lunch at night.
They are yes. Night lunch, also known as dinner.
It is nighttime.
We perhaps should turn in for the evening and perhaps go in the morning.
How you get about, Vellynne? Do you have a team of dogs or such like?
No, I
don't.
hired a team of dogs to get here, but I no longer have them. We may need to hire more.
Ah, well, you can use ours that we have seemingly permanently hired.
Hired.
And we better earn quite some gold to pay them back.
Very kind of you to lend me your use of your dogs.
Well,
perhaps we should retire to the inn, have a nice meal, rest, and set out in the morning.
Agreed.
Is that the plan?
sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's nighttime, right? It's like middle of the night, dark.
Yeah, it's night. I mean, it's always dark, but it's nighttime. It would be time to sleep. Yes.
Wait, but I don't think, have we eaten since we got here?
Yes, we ate with Vellynne when we met her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I thought we just had
dinner.
drinks.
I thought we went up immediately to the room. With
No,
No,
we
you
definitely
had
had
some
some.
We
Yeah,
definitely
we
had
did.
stuff because we sat down and talked to you, and then we left to go get
But
food.
But we
and
got
have like a
drinks.
side conversation without you.
I see.
And we came back over with food, ate it, and then went up. To
Okay.
That's how I recall the events having gone on.
No, that's what happened.
Have we rested since the Black Cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Okay.
we went to
Went to
Argos.
Targus.
Took a couple
Here.
days to do all that.
I
Mhm.
forgot because
We're, like, fully
I'm like,
restored.
yeah, I'm at full. So, do we
Yeah.
really need a rest? Should we just go? Can we? What's?
I mean, it's colder at night.
You didn't want
Yeah,
to.
I guess it
And-
is.
Also, yeah, like we haven't rested since.
and
Right?
darker
Like-
and, like,
I think we took like 2 days to like shore up some things, and we rested during those days, and then we came to East Haven.
Well,
we
what do
haven't
you want
rested.
to-
We haven't rested since East Haven, but it hasn't even been a day yet.
What do you want to do, Vellynne? You seem the most eager of us.
I mean, it's late, but I am also still curious about the frozen,
Barry?
the frozen ferry. So, if I can get information before we set out in the morning about the frozen ferry, but still head out, I would like to do that.
Maybe
Sure.
we could head out before first light, so we could be a little more inconspicuous in the direction we're going.
Yeah, Vellynne's going to suggest that we go back to the inn, have a good meal, have a good rest, and leave as early as possible in the morning.
Sure. So then at the inn is where you want to maybe ask around about the ferry?
Yeah, I'll ask around at the inn among the other patrons and anyone who's there, because the inn is separate from the pub, right?
Yeah, the White Lady Inn is where you're staying. And I labeled that on the, bless you, on the map for you. The tavern is the Wet Trout, excuse me. Do you want to inquire about the ferry at the White Lady Inn?
Yeah, I'll inquire about it at the inn.
Okay.
Sounds-
So, one of the, let me just go to the map and show you. One of the inn patrons will tell you that you're actually very close to the ferry. So I just opened it up here on the map. The ferry is there. Usually, there's a boatman who will often, when the lake is not completely frozen over, ferry people to Caer Konig and Caer Dineval, the other towns on the lake. It's much faster travel than going around.
Okay.
Man goes by, let's see, what's his name? Captain Arlagath. Captain Arlagath. He's usually found at the Wet Trout, drinking away his troubles because he has not been able to operate his ferry in many months since the lake has frozen.
I ask if this gentleman happens to be a dwarf.
Why do you ask?
Oh, I've been searching for some information about the ferry, and it came up that there was a dwarf in town that might be operating the ferry.
No, he's a human. Yeah. Captain Arlgath is a human.
Does he perhaps have dwarfs in his retinue of sailors with him?
There are dwarves, Battlehammer dwarves that come in and out of town, but nobody that they could name, anybody in the inn could name by, off the top of their head. There's also not too many employees of the ferry. Basically, it's just the captain, and he's got some deckhands, but none of them are dwarves.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you very much for your time, sir. And
Yeah.
hand
If
him
it
the
were up-
silver.
You learn that if it were up to Arlgath, he'd still try to operate his ferry and burst through as much of the frozen ice as possible, but the town speaker, who his name is Daneth Whalen, has deemed it too dangerous.
Sounds sensible.
Those executives always making up executive.
Perhaps we can bypass the red tape. Wait, would I know what red tape is?
I don't know. Your
I don't think that's
decision.
an expression in like medieval fantasy.
I don't think tape is a thing.
Yeah, like,
Ribbon. The red.
Red ribbon.
the red bandaging.
All right. So that's all you,
You
can
mean
find out from
In
the
bandages
tavern.
soaked in blood.
The name again was Daneth. What's the last name again?
The speaker's name was Daneth Whalen.
Okay. Yeah. So whoever gives me like the most information, I hand them a silver piece, and I say, "Thank you so much for your information, friend."
Yeah. It'll be probably some traveler from another town. Perhaps a fisherman looking to test their luck on the ice of Lac Dinishir. So, in the morning, you head out after you eat breakfast, and Flair gives a rousing speech. Flair, do you have anything to say?
Do I have anything to say this time? Well, no. But I do say something and give everyone hit points.
Okay, so you use your Inspiring Leader ability to give everyone 10 hit points?
No, 6.
6.
Everyone gets
6 hit
6.
points.
It's my level plus my charisma modifier.
Gotcha. And don't forget, because you were blessed by Lathander, you have the ability of a D4 bless once per day. You can use it for an attack roll, an ability check. Saving throw? No. Why can't I remember that?
I think it's attack, to your attack roll and saving throws.
Attack
bless.
roll, saving throw,
And
and
it's just-
ability checks, no?
Is it? I don't think. Is it just one use per day?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Rogar aids me of my prayers this morning. I'm teaching him some of the
do.
prayers.
But I'm like mumbling along. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm just like waiting for him to say something, and then I'm like repeating it.
You're teaching him the ways of Lathander? Okay, so we're going to head out, and we're going to do this in sections, basically. Okay, so we're going to do this in 3 legs of the journey. So after the first leg of the journey, I'm going to ask you to give me 3 checks based on Constitution saving throw for the cold, as well as a group survival check to navigate and make sure that you're staying on track.
All right. So sorry. What was that? A Constitution
So
check?
why don't we do these one at a time? Let's do the Constitution saving throws first. So everyone's going to give me 3 con saves.
With advantage.
Right.
That's right.
You do have advantage because you are
Right.
wearing your cold weather clothing.
Gotta reload roll 20. Hold on.
Okay. So I don't have our map up because there's no map for this, but I will call out your... Actually, you can call out your roll. So Elias, you rolled first. What'd you get?
20, 24, 14.
All right, all successes.
How does one roll with advantage?
This
If
is-
it's not
this is-
already toggled, you can do it in the settings. There's like a little wheel cog in the
Mhm.
character sheet.
Should be
But
at the
if-
top. It says advantage, normal, and disadvantage.
Directly under where it says your race.
Oh,
At the
right.
top.
Yes, it's actually right on the front page. You're right. Never mind.
Might not be toggled on. It might be set. She might have the cog you have to go to.
You could just roll it, and if you fail,
Yeah,
re-roll it.
I'll just roll
and
it.
then roll
I'm gonna
crits.
go. That's good. That's a 15. That's good. That's a 20. And that's good. That's a 21.
Wow, guys are rolling hot here.
Yeah, oh, I had 20, 21, 16.
All right,
My first one's
so
a 9.
That's bad.
That's one fail.
Okay.
all right, that's
Oh.
a pass.
Okay, that's a pass, and then
That's a pass. So you got 1 failure. So Vellynne has 1 level of exhaustion.
she's old.
Right. She is. She's older. Although
What
that
about
doesn't affect game stats.
Mhm.
Just your rolls are terrible.
What about Regal? Are you going to go and fail your usual 3?
She's got good
Oh,
constitution.
damn it!
Oh.
12.
Oh, you get +4 now because you got the special amulet.
Oh wait, no. 13 is. Does 13 succeed?
Yes, it does. 10.
It's 10.
No, nat 20.
Oh, the 24.
Hey.
Ah.
You and Vellynne can hang out and get cold.
All right, so Rogal got a 13, 24, and 9. So that means Rogal and Vellynne are at 1 level of exhaustion. The rest of the group is fine.
Old buddies.
Vellynne, Rogal, you're looking a little tired. Come on, chipper up, just like the Three Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers are not having any trouble with the cold.
Rogal's like shaking.
Ah.
I hate you guys.
It is brisk and wet.
Vellynne is cursing under her breath in a different language. Cursing all of you.
So, Vellynne gets the Rogal treatment. Love it.
You're human, right, Vellynne?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm friend to you.
Friend to me, exactly.
Yes. Friend to
Is it-
Elephant Human.
Is it the affliction we noticed from the way you were walking earlier? Is that pain in you?
She will, again, ignore any time that is brought up and just continue trudging forward.
I just call after, I have been praying for this.
She's not happy. You can tell she doesn't like when attention is brought to her, like when she shakes when her body is out of her control.
Okay.
She ignores it. You're picking up on these too. I mean, it's clear she doesn't like that. So, but it's good that you're praying for her. Perhaps that will fix it. That's all you had to do was pray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm rather disappointed in Regal. He must not have been sufficiently pious in his prayers this morning.
So it is like negative 50 degrees out, so it's understandable that this would be a excruciating journey through the wilderness, through the tundra here. But as you're traveling on, hour 3, hour 4, in the distance you see a group of humanoids. It's very clear in the distance that they are carrying light source, so you can see them even though it's dark out. You can still see them because of the light that they're carrying. They have some sort of torch or fire going, and so it's easy to notice.
It's not
them.
coming from their faces?
No, this is not a piercing lantern-like light. Looks like a campfire. Perhaps they have some torches.
Are we nearly there at this point?
Yeah, how far are they?
The first.
No, you are not very close. You are about a third of the way there.
This is the first leg of the journey. So, there's a camp of somebody a little bit further away is in the
Correct.
to the horizon.
Yep.
They have a light or a campfire lit there. Does it appear that there's like a camp set up, or does it just kind of look, or does it look like they kind of like stopped for a moment? The dogs are still out.
There's no dogs.
There's no dogs.
No dogs. No. However, you can see that they do look like they have some sort of shelter that they've set up, but it doesn't look like a camp that they live at. It's something they.
Does it? Yeah,
Do we have
does
the
it look like
kobolds with us?
Is it a temporary shelter or a permanent shelter?
Temporary.
So Vellynne didn't bring the kobolds, but she did bring her snowy owl familiar.
Mhm.
Perhaps she could send that to scout out the area.
Yeah.
You left those undead kobolds back in town.
Yes.
Did
she
you
did.
feed them the gems that they need to keep them from going feral?
Excuse
all of
you.
the
Like, all gets really offended when he hears that.
I ask you again, you don't trust, you doubt my control?
I am merely concerned for the citizens of the town.
There's no need for concern. My kobolds behave themselves.
So, as you send your owl out to do some reconnaissance, you can see that these are humans wearing various cold weather clothings, but they are all made of different variety of animal furs that look like they are resembling that of a antlered creature, reindeer, elk, something like that. And it looks like they are eating. That's what your owl can relay back to.
Mm-hmm. So I'll relay this information to the group and suggest that we should maybe approach but cautiously.
The only way we know how to approach, except for Rogal.
So as you,
I personally believe we should say hi and introduce ourselves. Perhaps we can share their fire.
Perhaps saunter up.
Are they eating in a civilized manner, or are they kind of barbarian, like gouging at their foods, like animals?
you'd have to get a little closer to tell their mannerisms. But as you roll up, you can tell that these are clearly ragged nomads. You've been in 10 towns for quite a bit of time to hear stories about the nomad groups and know that they live in the tundra. Sometimes they do communicate and come into towns for trading purposes, but some of the tribes are much more accepting of the 10-towners' way of life than others. Without a history check, that would be what all of you know. All right.
Would we know that
Rogal
it's?
begins to saunter.
Would
Okay.
we
Could I
know
make a
that
history
it's?
check?
Let's start with Stefano.
Would we know that it's like commonplace for them just to be out in the tundra, going
Totally.
about their business?
This is where they live.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Could I make a history check?
Yeah, you can. Anybody that would like to can make a history check.
Ooh, sorry. Well, I guess it's a 3.
14 for me.
14 for you. Anybody else make one? Okay. So Vellynne would know that the tribes that are more willing to negotiate and not attack people on sight would be the bear and the elk tribe. And based on the information your owl gave you, these could be part of the elk tribe.
Mhm.
All right. When you get close enough to hear them, one of the larger male nomads stands at attention and watches you approach. He does have a spear in his hand, but it doesn't look like it's in any threatening position. It's just standing by his side.
Rogal shouts, "Hello."
Vellynne will put her hands up as we approach to show that there's no weapons.
Okay. Hello. Who
Hello.
approaches?
It is Rogal and the Three Musketeers.
He's got that backwards.
I am.
We are travelers in seek of shelter. Would you care if we shared your fire? We have food we can offer.
You have food. What food is this?
like,
I look at Rogal and say,
muddles
yes.
around his pack. He's like,
What food do you offer, Rogal?
Yeah, he hasn't fed me since I met him.
Yeah. I basically just show him like a day's worth of rations.
Where have you been buying this food, Rogal?
Vellynne has rations, plenty of rations with her, I'm assuming. She's
Yeah.
prepared.
Wait, actually, I'm out of rations. I have 0.
You gave your rations to the kobolds.
Do I have to make a deception check?
No, you just being an idiot doesn't cause any deception.
Vellynne will have plenty of rations because she usually, has to feed herself and her kobolds, so...
The nomads look at your rations when you present them, and they all kind of give you a really puzzling look. Also, the smell of reindeer meat is enticing your nostrils.
Perhaps we have other trade goods we could offer you, aside from the food that Rogal has decided to offer.
You may be interested in this scrimshawed trout, knucklehead trout.
We have
The man puts down his spear when he realizes that you are there to talk and to negotiate. He says, "The fire is free. You may join us." And he says, "My name is Kamakani. We are of the Elk tribe."
Pleasure to meet you.
I am Fladrian, a humble bard, the humblest of bards. Nice to meet you.
Vellynne
There
rolls
are-
her eyes when he says humble.
Yeah.
Greetings. I am Edmund Brycene, friend to elf and man. Wink.
And when the wink sound effect happens, he looks around like up in the air as if something just flew by him.
And who are your two friends?
And this is Elias Dawnstrider.
Hello there, fellow.
He bows to all of you and welcomes you at the fire. Now, they are eating reindeer, and he will offer some to you, but he does say that you suggested perhaps trade?
Yes, I believe we may have some items of value.
Would you
I
take
should-
silver?
I show him the knucklehead trout scrimshaw.
It's a beautiful carving. You did it yourself?
No, I was awarded this for a brave, adventurous rescue my colleagues performed. Not I was not there, but it was so impressive, I was also given this as a gift.
Didn't make any sense to me.
This will be acceptable for some of the reindeer meat that we have gathered. We should warn you that if you're traveling out here by yourselves, that there are reindeer through this valley. Do not approach them. They are become very aggressive since the orcs and bugbears have come down from the mountains.
Ugh,
It's good to know.
those orcs and bugbears, let me tell you. They're the worst, right?
Why have they come down from the mountains?
To hunt. They've run out of food.
That's not good.
The extreme cold and lack of sun.
Exactly. You see, the orcs and their kind, when they attack the herd, they kill as many as they can. They don't understand. The herd needs to survive for the future of the civilization. We rely on them. We cannot kill them all.
Well, you mentioned that we should be wary of the reindeer as they've become aggressive, but will we not encounter any of these orcs or bugbears?
It is possible, but the reindeer are plentiful in this region.
They're much more formidable than orcs and bugbears.
They
Can
sometimes can be, he says.
we reveal where
oh.
we're going to him and see what he thinks about it? I'll do that. I'll say, "Hey, fellow, we're going to..." Well, I don't know how I would tell how I'm going. We are going so many leagues to the east here.
Isn't league a measurement of depth?
Not in this multiverse.
He actually says that you are the third group of 10-towners that have come by this way in the past week.
Do you know where? Have you spoken to the others?
Could
Where?
you, yes,
where
could you
have they
describe
been
the
heading?
others?
Yeah.
Most of them were just looking for shelter and food. They did not tell us where they were going.
Could you
Can
describe
you describe them?
Yeah, he'll tell you that most of them were similar to you, wearing 10-towner clothes. Your winter clothes look much different than theirs. Theirs look like the animals that they hunt. Yours look more like, a coat, typical coat you might see. He says, and they had one man with them who claimed to have magical powers.
Did he claim to? Did he perhaps offer up his name as Dan or Dzaan?
Yes, he said his name was Dzaan, the Magnificent. I do
Hmm.
not know
Did
what
he
was
have a-
magnificent about him.
Did he have a funny hat?
Very peculiar hat.
How recent was this?
A few days ago, last group I saw.
And
But
did
you
he tell
didn't-
you anything else but his name? Anything
Nothing
else
of
about-
their mission, just that they needed food and they were very cold.
And who was with him?
As I said, 10-towners, like you.
Not children.
Like
No
me.
children. No children. 10-towner children could not survive out here. And the rest of the group kind of bursts out in laughter. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and they start laughing when you hear 10-towners surviving out in the wilderness. They laugh.
I laugh too. Ha silly 10-towners.
That's why we're not from the 10 towns.
You didn't happen to see this man, the magnificent man, return, did you?
We passed him once or twice in total of our travels. He says, it's no wonder many of your kind freeze out here. And he looks at your jackets and he kind of grabs it and he goes, barely a thin layer.
Well, I was actually hoping to use this, and I pull out my baby Yeti skin,
Oh.
and I say I was hoping to use this to help line my coat, but we haven't been able to stop somewhere to properly get this tanned and used in my my coat. Perhaps you have something of value you would like to trade this for, perhaps to make our journey warmer.
He says it would take too much time to turn that into what you want. However, I would be
yes.
willing to trade. He takes out a couple of like leather pouches, and inside he opens one of them up is like whale fat, whale blubber.
Oh.
And he says that if you rub this on your body before and the inside lining of your fur, it will keep you much warmer.
That sounds like an enticing trade. I will make this trade with you, good sir.
Okay.
As a friend of the nomads and someone who will probably get much more use out of this baby Yeti skin than I.
He nods, and he will give one to all of you. So you each have one use of whale oil, and what it does is if you coat your body and the lining of your fur with it, on a failed save, you can turn that into a success. But then it's a one-use item. It'll last for 24 hours.
Okay.
You can't put it on, well, I guess you could put it on right now, but you would have to like take off your clothes and you might die if you do that. So you probably don't want to do it right now.
I'm just typing it in my character sheet.
Yeah. So each of you have one use of whale oil. Okay. All right. Is there any other questions you want to ask the nomads?
I'll take a long shot and say, did you happen to hear anything about the name Zardarok?
That doesn't ring a bell to him.
All right.
I didn't have my notebook. That was the name I needed at the ferry. But we'll go to the ferry and we'll ask about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
I-
going to move on to the next leg of the journey.
Sure. Could we ask for like directions? Like, should we like, in theory, like take out the map and be like, do you know the best way to get to here?
That's up
You
to
certainly
you.
can. Go for it, Rogal. I'm not gonna stop you.
Rogal does not want to speak up on behalf of like the person holding the map.
Who is holding the map?
Vellynne, I don't know if she is holding the map, but she wouldn't show it because she probably wants to keep it a secret. But if one of you has it and you showed it, she probably wouldn't stop you, but she'd be kind of disappointed.
I
These
probably
nomads, these wild men of the tundra, what harm could they possibly cause to us?
Perhaps we should show them the map.
Show them the map. What harm can it do?
Sure. So you can show them the map, and if you ask them if you're going the right way, or to make sure that you navigate correctly, I will allow you to forego the survival check this round.
Hooray!
Right.
Okay. All right. So they can guide you to, based on your map where you want to go. They can point you in the right direction, and they confirm that you are headed in the right way. You haven't gotten turned around.
Oh, were we supposed to make a first survival check, or is this the first one?
Oh, you're right. We didn't make one. We just made con checks. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. So then we'll forego the first one. Make one now.
Oh, not with advantage.
It's a group
but
check, so
it's
everyone
a
can roll.
3.
14.
Do we get advantage?
We
Oh,
don't.
I rolled with advantage. My bad.
No advantage, right?
No advantage, but I will keep the first number there, Rogal.
I got a 10.
Okay.
That's
I
the
got a
second,
9.
the second
Thank
time in a
God.
row my mouse double clicked.
We did terrible on this survival check.
So we got a 10, a 9,
Not
Oh.
20.
22,
Yeah.
10, 9, 22, and 5.
Three.
It's
a
actually a
and a 14.
success.
And a 14.
Yes, it's actually a success. 3 successes and 2 failures. So the group check works. So the first leg would have been the normal amount of time, which you did your 3 checks. So now the second round is going to be passed automatically because the nomads will guide you in the right direction. All right, so let's go with 3 more checks for Constitution. By the way, if you failed, the penalty would be an additional check.
Funny thing is, if you failed all of these, you could die. If you
Totally.
failed all 6.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, so I see, I'm going to call him out as I see him. Edmund, 18, 22, 9, so 1 disadvantage check. Or sorry, 1 level of exhaustion. Elias, I'm seeing a 23, a 20, and a 15, so those are all good. Rogal, I see an 18, a 23, and 1 more. And a 15, so you're good. Flair or Vellynne next? Flair gets a 15.
10. Woo! It rolled twice. My mouse is double clicking, but they're both good.
Yes, a 10, 17, and 18, so you are good. And Vellynne,
So 17 on the first one.
22.
22.
Nice.
20.
20. Wow. Okay, so Edmund, I believe, is the only one that failed any checks on this round, correct?
Yeah, I was really thinking about just a minute ago, like just now. I was like, oh, maybe I should use that whale blubber right now. But no, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I wouldn't get undressed right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't get undressed.
I think nobody would want that.
It's a bit nippy out.
I mean,
All right. So after a few more hours of travel, this is a long journey, probably the longest journey across the tundra you've taken this entire campaign. So after a few hours of traveling more, you come across a herd of reindeer. In fact, they are beautiful. The nomads didn't tell you how wondrous they look. It is completely, pitch dark out at this point, and yet you can see there's a male reindeer in the herd whose horns glow a light blue, a soft light blue color. And I'm actually going to switch
their nose
over.
glowing.
What's that?
Mm.
I'm more used to their noses glowing, but okay.
Bright red. Yeah.
Bright red noses, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell Rogal about the reindeer back where I'm from and how their noses glow red, and some of them can fly.
Rogal's like, yeah.
So there's the art of the reindeer. I just sent it to everybody.
Okay, let's not go anywhere near these reindeer. My advice.
They have
Dasha, did you
famous
see this?
names. There's 12 famously named reindeer.
Is one of them Prancer by any chance?
There is a Prancer.
There's
and a
Branson.
dancer. A Dasher. Donner. Vixen.
Blazer.
No,
Laser.
no Blazer.
One
Taser.
of them named Elias.
Cupid.
Comet.
Comet.
Mhm.
That's one.
So you see,
But the
and
most
Dasha
famous
did the.
reindeer of all is
What's
Rudolph.
that?
The most famous reindeer of all is Rudolph.
Of course, everyone knows that.
Why is he the most famous reindeer of all?
Well, he's the one who has the glowing red nose.
Oh, they all had glowing red noses.
Just, we're getting off track. Let's
I too-
focus on the,
Yeah,
let's
let's-
focus on the blue horn.
Am I
Let's
too
leave
far
the
away?
reindeer alone, and let's take a wide berth from these slightly psychotic-looking reindeer.
Am I too far away to
Yeah.
do an Arcana check on those horns?
Rugal agrees with Elias.
It would not be an Arcana check. It would be a nature check.
Okay, I'll try it. Just to see why they're glowing. Not with advantage.
Just a natural reindeer thing.
11.
Bioluminescence.
that's
Bioluminescent moss, maybe.
Yeah. Stuck on its.
I'm tuning out all of the noise while I try to figure it out.
like we're actually saying bioluminescence to each other. Like-
It does seem to be a natural phenomena that occurs with these reindeer on the tundra of Icewind Dale. It's the kind of like the leader of the pack, but you wouldn't know that because you rolled a 3.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Oh, an 11. Okay. Yeah, you don't know much more than that. You don't know how it works or the science behind it, or the magic.
Perhaps it is best we avoid this wondrous group of majestic creatures.
Wide
don't know.
berth. Wide berth.
I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Those antlers seem like they would be pretty valuable.
If you want to go for it,
So,
you're more than welcome to.
The nomads did warn us about the reindeer.
Yeah. If
Right.
Edmund makes any move to go towards the reindeer, Vellynne will like grab him by the scruff of his clothes and like hold him back.
I'm not going near him. I'm just saying that, if we were gonna
Just
go,
kill innocent creatures for profit. It's fine.
Speaking of value, did anyone else notice that we traded a scrimshaw worth 50 gold for some reindeer meat?
But it smelled so good.
It was tasty.
How could you resist that?
Do we have extra?
Pretty good.
You didn't get a to-go bag, Joey. It's not...
I did take my fill.
We didn't. Wait. We've got dogs, and we didn't get a doggy bag. Come on.
You didn't go to Olive Garden. You ate with the nomads. All right.
Can I get this to go?
Rogal would ask that though.
I mean, also at this point, you wouldn't be able to eat it because it's probably frozen solid.
So, I
So
assume
I'll Leonardo DiCaprio that shit. Like, I don't care.
that's gross. You would not want to eat the raw elk meat or the reindeer meat. It would be disgusting.
Hey, my
probably get sick.
constitution is +4. Okay.
All of a sudden, Rogal is daring. He's willing to do that and test his iron stomach now. So
Wait till
you
I
take
take
a
that
wide
damage in your
berth
sleep.
to avoid the reindeer. Now, you are heeding the words of the
Yes.
nomads for sure.
Can I cautiously look for orcs that might be chasing these reindeer?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
We also know that there might be orcs nearby.
I would like to aid in that perception check. So roll with advantage.
I can cast guidance. You get an extra D4.
We're really looking.
I don't.
There are
don't
no
think you can
orcs.
I don't think you can use guidance on this check because it would be Edmund just basically looking around. You wouldn't be thinking to cast guidance. However, if you see Edmund looking around and you want to look around yourself, you can give yourself guidance.
Oh wait, Edmund, you have a level of exhaustion.
So it's.
So my
disadvantage.
aiding
You're aiding me
makes it
just gives me a
normal.
normal.
Yeah.
Yes. Normal. That's 5.
Alright, I'm going to cast Guidance on myself, which is an extra d4, which gives me 18 on my perception.
Wait, your
Okay.
perception is 0?
Yes.
And, oh,
Yeah,
Edmund.
0 wisdom.
My wisdom is +3, +2 for the d4.
My
Okay.
wisdom and my intelligence are terrible.
So,
And my strength.
so you are looking around for signs of orcs. You're looking to see if there's anybody tracking these deer. And Elias looks at you and sees you doing this, so he starts to take a listen to the sounds surrounding you all.
The surround sound.
And you don't see anyone in the distance. You don't hear the sound of like orcs, any clinking of armor or anything like that. But you do hear strange gusts of wind overhead. Now it's cloudy, so you can't see anything, but you do hear like there's something in the sky. And Vellynne, your owl alerts you that it senses something above as well. The reindeer start to stand to attention and follow the male deer and run off in the opposite direction of that you are traveling.
So we're going this way and they're going that way?
Correct.
We're crossing paths?
Hmm.
I'm gonna stop and look up at the sky and see if I can see anything.
Yeah. And for a brief moment, there's no sound, but then it becomes very clear what this is. You hear the flapping of large wings, and
Uh-oh.
you see the clouds that are above start to blow apart as this ancient white dragon descends from the sky, and kind of it doesn't hit you, but it definitely like lands with a loud thud, not very graceful, and scoops up one of the reindeer with its massive jaws. And this is maybe 100 feet away from you. Now the reindeer are behind you, but you are about 100 feet in front of them.
It's a
And this
third of a
thing-
football field.
And
Yeah.
this thing is like 1,000 times our size.
This thing it's an ancient white dragon, so it would be gargantuan size.
Let's
Let's proceed on our way.
Let us move. Like I start running, regardless of what the dogs are doing. Like if I'm on the I'm just running.
I try to motion everyone to
to
like
try and move.
get down and like stay in behind trees and shit.
There's no
They're on the
trees, Joey.
The tundra.
There's no trees.
I'm just booking it, running.
Yeah.
Like
So
away.
you get back.
Yeah.
You get back to
Yeah.
the sled, and the dogs are barking, and they're going crazy because this is the most terrifying thing ever. And you hop on the sled along with the rest of the group. The dogs can start to move if you'd like.
I
but
didn't know we
the-
ever got off the sled.
CJ might have to take a look at the reindeer.
Yeah, looking around for the orcs.
You hop back on the sled, and you look back, and this reindeer herd is scattering as this white dragon just basically, gulps up the reindeer, snapping its bones as it begins to devour its prey.
Yeah, so we're moving as far away from dragon as possible on sled.
Does
Okay.
it just so happen that the direction we want to travel in is away from the dragon?
Yeah, totally
Yes.
is. Yeah. So you start to book it. And Andrew, since you had such a good perception check, when it landed, you noticed something on the back of this dragon. A rider.
Oh.
What did the rider look like?
And very hard to see with the light, and there's really not much you could see, but you could tell that there was a rider on the back. You don't know much
I
about
will
it 'cause
tell
it's too
them
far away.
there was a rider on the back, but I still recommend extreme speed.
Rogal is like astonished. Like, what?
Mhm.
A rider?
I look at Rogal because he's also of white dragonborn descendants, right?
I go, see, not all dragons eat gems.
So after maybe 2 or 3 rounds of booking it. Basically, your dogs are moving as fast as they possibly can. In the background, you know anybody who looks back to see what the dragon's doing,
Mm-hmm.
it turns towards the sled and starts to lumber forward.
Oh God.
It's got to be pretty far behind us at this point.
Oh, it's a couple. Yeah, probably the dogs can move like 60 feet, or what was it, 40 feet a turn? So 80 and
Pretty sure the
double move.
dogs cannot outrun a dragon. Like,
So the
um,
dragon starts to pick up speed and flapping its wings takes
Ah.
flight.
It's like that scene from Jurassic Park with the T-Rex behind you.
Yeah. Objects in the mirror are
Objects in the
closer
mirror.
than they appear.
Send the owl to distract it, perhaps.
No, I don't think so.
Does the dragon look malicious, like it's going to attack us?
It kind of does. I mean, it's headed towards you, and it just devoured that reindeer.
That
Do you
is
see any
going.
like caves?
I grumble
There's-
something like, "This is why we should have brought the kobolds."
I'd like
There's-
to continue moving as fast away from the dragon as possible.
Are
Yeah,
there any, like,
you're
caves
continuing
or,
to move.
any sort of like?
Shelter or
Yeah.
cover.
Not on the tundra. There's literally nothing. It's a desert, basically, a winter desert.
Let's keep going, guys. Let's
I
keep
So-
can,
going.
Maybe.
I can conjure Leoman's tiny hut, but the dogs probably wouldn't be able to get the dogs. Could we get the dogs in there?
It can fit up to 8 people, I believe.
We could each hug a dog. 2 dogs.
How many dogs do we have?
6, right?
Yeah, 6 dogs.
A dog is worth half a person, right?
We can't
I'd
leave the
say so.
dogs because then we'll be dead.
Yeah. Well, let's continue trying to run from the.
Yeah, as everyone's trying to discuss what to do, I'm going, yeah!
We're just like mush, mush.
Sure.
Um,
So after a few more rounds, the dragon clearly is able to overtake you, and it again lands in front of you, but it doesn't land gracefully. It kind of lands all sloppy and uses its bulk to keep itself up, and it basically presents itself in front of you.
I literally do that. I go to my knees and do the "we're not worthy" bowing thing.
Do you stop the dogs first, or can we like power slide the dogs?
Yeah, yeah, you could do that. Sure.
Like turn hard, real, and just like
oh God.
power
Sure.
slide towards it.
The dogs slide the sled up. How far away do you want to be from the dragon? Obviously,
Very
you
far
are.
indeed.
You want to be as
Like
far away as
50
possible,
feet?
but
60 feet,
61 feet.
61, whatever its movement speed is, plus 1 foot.
I'd say you can be as close to it as you want and as far away as about 80, 90 feet.
90
So-
feet.
Okay. So you stop about 90 feet from it, and give me an insight check, Joey.
Oh God.
Is this your mom?
Why do I have to take the?
It could be your mom.
Oh wait, nah, crap.
Disadvantage.
13.
13. You know the white dragons are the fiercest predators, the most keen, cunning of the dragons. Not, I shouldn't say cunning. The most adept predator of the dragons. They're more beast than the other colors, right? The other colors you might have more personality. They have maybe more powerful, like larger in size. But the white dragons are known for their senses. And this one doesn't seem to have all of their senses. It almost seems like it can't see you.
Guys, if you don't move.
Can we see the rider on top
I
of it?
guess.
No?
I say, Rogal, is this your mom?
Yeah, what's the rider doing? Can we see that rider?
Who
I
has-
shout into like Draconic.
Is
Like,
it your dad?
hello, ancient one.
Uh,
What is a white stalker such as you doing here?
I run into the
Draconic?
porta potty.
Yeah, in Draconic.
the rider is not you because it's still like very dark out. Even if you have dark vision, your dark vision is only going to be to 60 feet. So you can only really see the bulk of this creature. You know it's there You see its you could feel its presence, and you could see maybe the outline of it, shadowy parts of it because of your light sources. But other than that, you can't make out any details other than its glowing white eyes and its obvious presence in front of you. So, do you call out in Draconic, Joey, and you say again, what are you doing here? The creature, you can tell in a feminine dragon voice, says,
Oh,
no, it doesn't say I'm your mother. No.
Oh god.
Mommy.
Why do you hide from Arvea Churus?
Sorry, is that a name?
Sorry, what was it? What did you say?
Arvea Churus.
Arvea Churus.
Correct.
I love churros.
Rogal says, Rogal does not hide from anything.
You run.
Yeah, we didn't want to disturb you for your hunt.
Give me a persuasion check. No, deception check.
Wait, what? Is that not? All
Is
right.
it the car alarm?
Oh, that's unfortunately me.
Okay.
All right. Damn it! I'm so sorry.
17. That's pretty good.
17. I rolled 17 twice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So the massive dragon sniffs the air and looks in to the left, to the right, starts to creep closer to you as it. You can tell it knows where you are because you spoke to it, and it probably smells you, but you're getting the idea that it can't see you because of the way it's looking. And now it's close enough. Although it is so massive, you cannot see the rider on its back. Arvea Churus says, "See, I told you. They weren't scared. I smelled the dragon blood in them."
Fell from one white stalker to another.
And
As this is happening, can I send my owl back up to maybe see if it can get a glimpse at the rider?
Sure. Do you want to tell your owl do this right now?
I imagine it's been maybe circling overhead. I don't see how it would sustain a grip on my shoulder as we're zooming through
Fair
the
enough.
tundra on this side. So maybe I'll just have it maybe.
Oh yeah, you
circle
could just
around.
ask it for its sight at the moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It looks humanoid. Long gray hair, gray beard. It's on a saddle.
Red suit.
Funny hat.
Tis the season, everybody. Arvea Churus says to you, as a group, but mostly to Rogal, that I prefer the taste of reindeer, walruses, and other creatures of the tundra than humans.
I also prefer the taste of reindeer to human. Human is rather gamey.
I say this in Draconic so they don't hear.
You are
And it's-
so lucky
and
to
it's
say
speaking
all this
back-
in Draconic.
It's
I
also
understand
speaking back to you
Draconic.
in Draconic.
I do not know that.
You
It's
sure
fine.
don't.
That's fine. That's fine. You wouldn't know, Vellynne.
Draconic.
So Arvea Churus says to Rogal that, and I am no ordinary white stalker. I am the grandest of all. I am the wisest of all.
Would I
And-
know who this is?
No, but
Yeah.
It's not like you are in my lair taking my treasure. You wouldn't do that, would you?
Absolutely not. One dragon does not steal from another dragon.
Good. And it says, I must be on my way. I need to fill my belly.
Of course.
Be well, I say, and and it's somewhat of an awkward air.
and sniffs one more time. A deep breath of air. Now I have your scent. I will know when you are coming.
Glad to hear it.
All right. The dragon leaps up into the air, and its wind from its massive wings, even your owl has to land because it's too powerful. The gusts are too powerful, so it lands, and the dragon takes off and flies into the distance.
All right, let's go. Let's carry
Not
on.
having heard, not having understood any of the conversation that Rogal had, because it was all in Draconic. I then turn to Rogal and say, "So, who was the writer on the back, and what did they want?"
They wanted you to know that we should be called Rogal and the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, not happening.
I'll
Yeah,
let
let's-
the group know what I saw through my owl, that it was a humanoid with long gray hair and a gray beard, and they were sitting on a saddle on the dragon.
Well, let's talk about this on the way rather than
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
still on the ground.
get on the sleigh, please, Vladimir.
Someone has to pull me.
I help pull.
reach over and lift him up.
All right.
Come on, fellow.
I basically say to the group that the dragon made no mention of the rider.
Did you
It's almost as if
ask?
Hmm?
Did you ask?
You
asked. You clearly asked, of course, about the rider, right, Rogal? You said, "Oh, hey, who's that guy on your back?" And he was like, and he told you, because to do not that would be foolish.
Well, I thought it would have been rude.
You know that the dragon did speak to the rider once or twice.
Oh yeah.
But that's it.
In
Oh, we didn't want to get eaten, did we?
just Edmund is just like, why?
Edmund, does it really matter? Because we're clearly never going to run into that horrifying creature ever again.
You know what?
And
You know what,
avoid it
Fletcher?
at all costs.
You are absolutely right. We will never ever have to ever see that creature ever again.
No plot
Thank-
relevance.
Thank goodness it is gone from our lives forever.
Whatever.
I mean, hey, look, it's random encounter.
In my 33 years of life, I've never seen a creature so large and horrifying before.
That
This is-
was,
What
This
are
is
the
Dungeons
odds
and
that that would
Dragons,
happen
everybody.
again.
I must say, watching it eat the reindeer was probably the most awesome thing I've seen. And then having it come down on us was probably the most frightening thing that's ever happened to me.
All right. Let's get one more survival check from the group, and then we'll do con saves. So give me a survival check, please.
Ooh.
14.
Oh, I gotta roll a disadvantage. I rolled an 8.
Okay, so I see Rogal has an 8, Flair has a 14, Elias has a 14, and Vellynne has a 14? Well,
And
you have
Vellynne has a
disadvantage on this as
seven.
well,
Oh, I do have
Vellynne.
disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me roll.
And CJ, did you roll?
7.
7. Okay, so you are going to succeed. Vellynne pushes the team over the halfway mark again. All right, so let's go to con check. So 3 this time again.
Good job you got that amulet, Joey, I have to say. Go.
Like seriously,
Because weren't you like -2 or something?
it was like -1, almost -2.
You had a -1, yeah. All right, so I'm seeing Flair succeeded on all of yours, including 2 crits.
Yeah.
Edmund succeeded on all of his. No.
Hey,
Yes, you did.
Well,
You rolled an extra one, Edmund.
I rolled an extra one.
I
So
rolled
the
an
extra
extra
one
one
doesn't
by
count.
mistake.
The extra
And
one
it
doesn't
failed.
matter. Rogal passes. Elias fails once.
Yeah, I rolled an extra one, so we'll take the first one, which is a fail.
Okay, so then you are at 1 level of exhaustion as well. You join Rogal and Vellynne.
The
And
exhaustion
Edmund.
crew.
The only person who doesn't have exhaustion is
Me.
Claire. Wow. Okay. All right, so everyone.
I'm not exhausted after taking that nap while the dragon was there.
So after this roughly 10-hour-long journey through the tundra, you arrive at what clearly is the site indicated on the map. Now, you can see that looks like some sort of an archaeological dig site. There are there's no tools or anything left, but it looks clearly dug out. A wide, about 60-foot circle dug out in the snow, and it looks like it leads down to a irregularly shaped spur of rock that is jutting out of the ground. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. This protrusion looks utterly out of place, as if it had been thrust into the ground. So again, about a 60-foot wide circle, dug out maybe 20 feet deep, and then you've got a weird black rock-like shape that juts out of the ground.
I want to take a look around for any enemies or orcs or anything like that.
No need to check. There aren't anybody, and you can see as far as your vision can take you. Probably with your light source, 60, 80 feet or so.
Is the protrusion the size of this 60-foot circle?
No, the protrusion is actually quite small, maybe only about 20 feet wide.
Vellynne looks visibly excited at the sight of this, but it looks like, she's trying to contain it and not be super obvious about it.
But definitely can see the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to move everyone to a new map. I'm just going to make sure that the lighting is correct on it. Okay, it is. Good. I'm going to place you down on it. So, everyone, you see Vellynne excited, trying to contain the emotion. Okay. I'll place your tokens here. What do you do?
I'm gonna head. Is this the there's like?
I'm going to put everything. Can you see anything on the map or no?
I
can
see
see,
a
like, a
protrusion
building.
and
There's like a building
a moon.
and a moon, and then
Two
like
pictures.
it
Oh.
looks like a round something.
Oh, so the great. So the lighting was not working. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we can see the spoilers.
Fantastic. Excellent. Let me fix the lighting real quick. I don't know why. The lighting settings are so weird. I feel like every time I go onto a map, it looks like it's good, and then it's not. So I shouldn't go by the look. Okay.
Alright, now I have a black
Alright,
screen.
There's nothing until you place our tokens down.
Although I would like to turn to Vellynne and say, well, now we see the same
Well, now we
thing
see
again.
it again. Yeah.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. Weird and annoying.
Very.
Find it shallow and pedantic.
Yeah.
Yes, shallow and pedantic.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd like
Talk
to turn
amongst
to
yourselves,
Vellynne and
yes.
say, do you know what that is?
She will pause and say, no, but this must be what Dzaan was looking for. The thing that will help us reach our goal of ending the winter.
Can I roll insight on NPCs?
Yeah.
I will do that. 15.
You probably don't think that she knows exactly what this is, but she might have a better idea than you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this should be working now. I'm gonna bring everybody here. Apparently, I had daylight mode on, which is really annoying. Okay, so here we go. Tell me if you can see only what your character should be seeing.
I can only see what my character should be seeing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so
I
this
can't do
area
anything.
right here is the
You
protrusion.
can't see anything because you don't have You don't have a torch.
Do you take out your torch, Joey?
I cast light.
Okay, so then
I
I'll give
want
you...
to follow Elias.
Yeah.
Gotta keep my shield and axe ready. Could be holding a torch.
Okay, now can you see Andrew?
Yep,
All right, and Joey,
just
I'll
like
give
a
you
little
some
corner.
Light. Yeah, I'll give you some light. Okay. All right, move yourselves on the map. This is the protrusion that you see in the ice.
I'd like to move closer to it and inspect it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little closer to it.
You don't need to give me any like perception check or anything like that, but if you'd like to give me either a straight up intelligence check or a none of you have stone cunning or anything like that, but if you give me an intelligence check or I guess a history check would work.
History or intelligence, both things I don't do very well at. Well, if I do,
I got 14.
Not good enough.
if you have exhaustion, it's at disadvantage. So
Yeah,
remember that. Hey, I got a
So-
0.
You got
Wow.
one.
double
ones.
one. Have to get that out of the way on this.
Ooh.
I'm like, yep, it's a rock.
So none of you can identify what type of material this is. It doesn't look natural, is all you can get from this.
I like
Does it look like the same material as that rock we got? Well, I didn't, but the other characters got in the Dwega. Okay.
No, that material was much more like obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
This has more resembles like granite or something like that. But it's not a stone that you know, that you can identify, and doesn't look naturally formed. Okay. What do you do?
I'm gonna. Can I like wander around a little bit and look around? No.
You can.
Yeah.
You can go around.
Because I have no interest in this thing. I'm gonna kind
Sure.
of wander off a little bit because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, there's nothing else around. It looks like this dig site led to this opening. You can't really see far down as it looks like whatever this chute is turns. So it's dark and you can't really see much past the bend in the entrance here. But it does look like this was dug out for a purpose.
Can I send my owl down to fly into the hole and
Yeah.
see what it can?
Yeah, so your owl will go down, and it can relay back to you that it's about a 20-foot, basically tunnel that goes down. It's very smooth, the surfaces. When it gets down beyond the tunnel, you can communicate with it, and it'll tell you that there are some statues in this room. 2 statues.
I'll let the group know.
And there's light.
Oh, we should perhaps follow your owl down then.
I do like art.
I would
Not
like
art,
to-
light, I said. I don't know if you heard me wrong.
Statues. He
Oh,
meant the
statues,
artistic
gotcha.
Statues.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fine art.
I'm
Statues.
imagining all of us like slip and sliding down this.
Yeah, is the surface Well, I guess if we're there.
Very smooth, the owl said. Looks smooth.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Rogal will go first.
I will cast guidance on Regal as he goes.
Okay. So, Rogal, you get blessed by Lathander, and you jump down, and it's like one of those like slides at Leaping Lizards. Like, you just basically go straight down, and then it starts to turn, and you get projected into the room. You do land. Give me an acrobatics check to see if you can avoid taking damage here.
Plus D4.
I do want to say though, like, I don't think people outside of the Northeast are gonna get the Leaping Lizards reference. Like, I think that was just like a Northeast thing. It's not like Chuck E. Cheese.
Leaping Lizards is basically a Chuck E. Cheese, but focused more on the like the ball pits, the slides. You know, not so much
like
the video games, but
it's like a McDonald's fun zone.
yeah, but like times 10.
Everyone will understand that.
Yeah, true.
Alright. Oh, I gotta take it with disadvantage.
Yep. But you do get a D4 from guidance.
Alright, so 11 is my lowest, plus the D4. Hey!
There you go.
Too bad it was DC 17.
So you land on your feet, even though it was a pretty vicious slide. It sent you into the air. You land, but Rogal, you look around, and
I can't see anything.
No, Rogal, you look around, and you are on the ceiling.
What? Wait, how would I... Wait, is it dark, though? Like, because I don't have a torch.
No, it's not dark. In fact, it is brightly lit. So as soon as you go in, you'll see it. It'll move you in. It's bright in here. It's a small room. It's not big, but it's brightly lit. You see that the contents of the floor are covered in a frost, most likely from the opening that you just came down from. Across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, which again, the ceiling is the floor. Right, so
I take out like a coin, and I want to see if it goes to the ceiling or the floor.
You toss a coin, and it clatters at your feet, which again is the ceiling. Sorry, I'm confusing you now. The ceiling is the floor, and the floor is your ceiling. It's upside down.
Okay. You start dancing.
So, I'm
Well, it's confused.
Just for clarity, I'm gonna, whenever I say the floor, I'm going to reference what you're standing on, even though your floor is the ceiling.
That is not Claire.
Well, what you're standing on, I'm going to call the floor.
Okay.
I get it. I've played several games that involve reversing gravity.
Yeah.
I've seen this music video before, so I know what's going on.
So, Joey, across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, which used to be the floor. The door is ajar, and flanking it are two identical stone statues that hang down like stalactites. Across from the statues are sconces with upside-down flames burning in them. These flames are burning, and the fire is facing the ground, your feet. All right. Everybody else, if you would like to come down and join them, you can move your characters. I believe you can go through the chute like this if you want to. Now, if you don't go down and jump in, basically like Rogal did, if you try to scale it, you will be able to do that without a check.
Yeah, I was
Well,
essentially checking the surface, seeing if we could get our footing, and then he jumped down.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
can't
the
seem
only
to
way
get
I know
in.
how to go down is the way
I
that
have it.
Rogal did. So
I'm in.
You should have seen this one campaign I did where I just
So
literally
you
jumped
put me
in.
Those statues look funny.
Yeah. So
yeah, they're hanging from the ceiling.
they're hanging from the ceiling, and the room is illuminated by magical fire, basically.
Can we approach the door, or is the door also on the proverbial ground?
Yeah, so all the the doorway that you see is upside down. So there's a 4-foot, basically, hurdle that you have to cross over to be able to get beyond into the next room. The door is ajar, clearly not locked. You could open it. But there's, like I said, 4 feet in between the floor and the door.
Can I inspect one of these statues?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
also doing that.
Sure.
I will look at the one over here where my train is. Investigate or perception?
You can give me an investigation check. Although
Hey.
they're kind of far away from you because they're on the ceiling. The ceiling is 12 feet high, and these statues would be like 6 feet. So you basically would be able to reach like the head of the statue.
I just want to see what it looks like. Is it armor?
I see what you're saying. They are long-faced humans dressed in wizards' robes, and they are each clutching a staff. With a 11, is that what I see there?
That's a 10.
A 10. It looks like they might be there to guard the door.
But the door is ajar.
Correct.
It's slightly opened.
Correct.
Okay.
I would take an Arcana check from anyone that would be trained in it.
I am.
I have proficiency in Arcana.
I could do it too.
Yep, go ahead, Vellynne.
That's a 7. Oof.
Well, Flair, you got a 20. So Flair
Double click.
would believe that these statues at one point might have had a magical warding on them, but doesn't look like they have that anymore since the door is open. And Vellynne would probably know the same thing, even with the 13. What do you want to do?
If the trap's been sprung, let us continue on.
Yeah. But how do we get to the door?
Jump. It's 4
could-
feet.
That's right.
Somebody could go on my shoulders.
It's only 4 feet. I wouldn't
It's 4
require you
feet.
to
You
make a
Yeah.
check to do
Okay.
it.
You can
He's
jump
like-
and reach and pull yourself up.
Wait, we should
Or I
check
can-
the other room first.
It
to
can
see-
give you a boost. What other room?
Well,
think
the
there
room
is
that we're entering, because the ceiling could be way larger in there, and then we could like fall.
Well, you can open the door and see.
You can open the door and look.
Oh, Rogal opens the door and looks.
Well,
Okay.
would you like a boost, Rogal? Or would you like to do that on your own?
I want to make an athletics check.
No
I
need
don't,
to.
I don't want to accept Edmund's help.
No need
I
to.
wasn't going to give you a boost. I just asked if you wanted one.
I don't reply.
You're doing well, Regal. Carry
Doing
on.
well, Rogal. Continue.
That's my boost.
You kick the door open.
It's a morale
Push the
boost.
door open. You push the
Lead
door
the
open.
charge.
You see a skinny corridor. 2 doors, one on the left and one on the right. And there's a staircase straight ahead at the end of the hall. However, there's so much rubble and ice built up. It is a blocked passage.
Hmm.
The stairwell goes in whatever up or down direction it goes, and then
The
it's
stairwell would go technically down. It is a stairwell that would normally go up, but since everything is turned upside down, it's a stairwell that would be headed up but is facing down. Correct.
we were inverted.
You
Are
inverted.
there these other 2 doors though?
There are 2 other doors, correct. One to the
Can I go-
north and one to the south.
Can I go check the stairwell, see if it could be dislodged, or is it just too much rubble?
You would probably guess that you'd need some hours put in with picks to be able to break through the ice and then also remove the rubble. So it would be a difficult task at this point. Although it could be done. Just needs some, manpower here.
They might have
And-
firebolt.
Lance needs smoke powder.
While these guys are checking out these doors, I want to try to begin to cast Identify as a ritual.
Identify?
Okay.
Well, I don't have detect magic right
What do
now.
well, you need to identify. You need.
I literally want to identify the ground and see if there's something magical happening on the ground on this surface. This
Well,
shiny
if
rock
it's not a
surface.
magical item though, does identify like automatically not work?
Yeah, I don't think it would
Probably not.
do.
I'll look it up, but
Really need.
Oh no, never mind. It's an object. Forget it.
yeah. It has to be an object you touch. If it's magic, you learn properties about it. But I don't think you could do it on just like a piece of floor.
Yeah.
I guess you could in theory. I don't know. Either way, it's not worth it for you.
It's going to take me time anyway, so.
All right, so so there's two doorways, north and south.
So I think the one I'm standing next to, I'll cast a mage hand and see if I can try the knob.
Yeah, the northern one.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So it will open.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you open the door, you see into this room. It contains shattered and jumbled equipment. Much of it is near the two heavy wooden work tables, one on its side and the other upside down. I'll open the door for you. You can move in. Okay. And again, you are on the
Ceiling.
the room is inverted. So the floor is above you, the ceiling is below you.
Are the objects that are laying on the ground, they're like all on the ceiling, right?
Technically, they are scattered on the ceiling where you're standing. Mhm.
Okay. Can I
along
check?
with
Oh, go ahead.
along with these tables are up on the ceiling, which is the floor.
Correct. It doesn't look like they are meant to be there. In fact, one of them is turned upside down, so we would believe that they fell from above.
Are these these objects on the map are actually scattered on the ground?
There are various objects on the
objects.
ground. If you'd like to
Okay.
search the ground, you can.
I will search the ground.
Okay. No need to roll, but if you take time to look around on the floor, you do find an iron key.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's mostly just rubble here, but there's obvious signs of a workstation.
Mhm.
There's also a door in this room to the east.
I will take the key, and I will also again use Mage Hand to try to open the other door.
Sure. All right. So you open this door. You can move yourself in if you'd like. The floor of this room is covered with shards of glass. There are frozen pools of spilled fluids and the wreckage of two cabinets. In a niche in the far corner of the room, a metal chest is bolted to the ceiling. Its lid is locked.
Can I try the iron key on the lid, on the lock of the chest?
So it is bolted to the ceiling 12 feet above you.
Would you like a boost?
I would indeed.
Rogal!
Perhaps two boosts.
Rogal!
Rogal comes in.
Vellynne needs a boost.
Rogal like shrugs and I guess walks over.
Get down on all fours, and then someone will get on top of you, and then boost Vellynne up. She has a key to that chest.
Rogal does not do that and just kind of like awkwardly holds his like hands like to give like a foothold.
Wait, can Mage Hand use a key to open something?
It's a good question. I would say the key is light enough to be used with the mage hand, sure.
Okay. When we open this locked chest, everything will fall, right?
Gravity, yeah.
Gravity, okay. So I'm gonna let everyone know that maybe we should try to
Oh, shit.
fall somehow. catch it?
You can
Like a
open an
piñata.
unlocked door. Mhm.
We will all scramble for the candy that comes out of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna unlock it with Mage Hand using the iron key, and
And we all stand underneath it like this.
Well, I'm not. I'm still in the other room.
Yeah, I'm not standing under it because it might have an anvil in it, so who knows what's in there.
Blair has not seen that cartoon, so he's going like this.
You haven't heard the story of the coyote and the roadrunner? It's a very famous story. The bards everywhere in Baldur's Gate told it.
So I see Mage Hand says that you can't open up a locked container, but I think that's only because it doesn't have the force to open something that's locked. But if you have the key, I think it could just simply put the key in. I don't think that would be much resistance, so I think that would be okay.
And turn it, and then it will fall open.
Yeah, because ultimately it's a certain amount of pounds, 10 pounds of
Right.
that you
If
can
the
use.
key
so.
itself takes 10 pounds, like more than 10 pounds to
I
turn.
don't think so. I don't think a key would 10 pounds of
You
like
could turn a
force.
key with
So-
1 or 2 pounds, right?
I believe turning the key would fall under the manipulate an object.
I agree.
Right, and you
clause.
can do that.
Yes.
Yeah. It
So
says
I
you can
think it's
open an
fine.
unlocked door.
You know what? I'm the dungeon master, so I say it works.
That is how the game works.
Yes. So Vellynne warns everyone that the contents may come out. The Mage Hand slides in the key and turns. And as expected, 4 objects fall out of the container. I need the group, other than Vellynne, to give me dexterity saving throws.
Can
Oh,
I
cool.
take an athletics check?
I mean,
Nope.
I'm not in the room. I'm in the other room still. Do I-
Oh, that's true. So then, and neither is Joey. Oh no, Joey had to come
I
in.
did walk in. I just didn't move my character.
That's fine. So then the 4 of you that are in this room can do it.
Is this a
Potions?
Dexterity saving?
Dexterity
Yeah.
saving throw.
18.
Mhm.
I didn't mean to roll with this,
20.
but it was an 18. It's a 19.
It's a crit.
funny?
And Vellynne?
Well, you said I didn't need to. Should I?
Well, there was only 4, so I was
Okay.
going to give it to the players, but Andrew's not in the room, so you can do it.
Okay.
So it looks like everyone succeeded so far. Let's see, Edmund. So
It was
Edmund,
an 18. 'cause
You
I
catch-
rolled with disadvantage by accident. Okay.
no, you're good. Don't worry. You catch a potion in your hand, and it looks like everyone catches one of these potions.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you have a potion with a mysterious liquid in it.
Cool.
Drink it.
Now I slowly prepare to cast Identify.
Okay.
Of course, for me to get all 4 of them would take.
What's this? Bleach.
Would I recognize the color of the liquid or anything without casting Identify?
is
Yeah,
there any-
Vellynne, you would know that these are potions of resistance. 1 acid, the one that CJ caught. 1 cold, the one that Rogal caught.
I already
One-
have resistance.
1 fire, the one that Flare caught. And you caught one that is a resistance to force.
I will
So-
let the group know.
Yep, so you each have a potion of resistance. CJ has acid. Joey has cold. Stefano has fire. Vellynne has force. Dasha has force. I don't know why I called you all by your names.
How did you know about these potions?
You think it was my first time seeing resistance potions?
Well,
Fair enough.
apparently it's our first time.
Well, you could determine if your character's ever seen one before.
Yeah,
But- I don't think if you don't have at least Arcana trained, I don't think you would know it.
Arcana trained.
So you might know it. I would say you would know it.
Rogal asks, like, which potion of resistance is this? Is he like holds it up?
Cold.
Does anybody want it?
Here. Take this potion of fire resistance. We'll trade.
I trade with Flair.
Okay.
Perhaps Elias could use one of these potions.
I'll come into the room now. Oh, hi guys. I was just looking at the artwork.
Oh, hey, Elias. Nothing in here.
Oh, let's carry on.
Elias.
Potion to Elias. The
Oh,
potion.
potion of
Oh.
what?
Resistance to force.
Force damage.
Vellynne
Resistance to
found that
force.
potion for you.
Oh.
I also give my fire potion to Elias for all the blessings you've given me. Let me repay.
Wait, hold on. Flair offered to trade, and then you give it away to Elias?
That's very kind.
Yes.
Rogal is the worst. This is why you're not a Three Musketeer.
He said, does anybody want this? I can't use the cold. I have cold already. And Flair's like, all right, I'll help you out. Here's my fire resistance.
And then,
Elias, take this. Here you go. Please. I can't be bothered with this.
I can't.
this is too much of a responsibility for me.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Let's go with the fire potion. 50 gold for a Scribshaw. for some deer meat.
I just Flair
It's an
just
expensive
has like
meal.
a notebook of all the things that have cost us money and how badly we've come out on the trades.
I'm changing my class to Monopoly Banker. Next level.
Ledger. You have to call Ledgerman.
I call Ledgerman. All right. So, anywhere else you want to explore here?
I don't think there's anything else in this room.
No.
I mean,
No,
this little,
that's where the chest was.
Is that where it was?
I believe it was in the nook.
Yes.
There's a little nook. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So
alright.
you can head back out this way.
Let's go open this other door. You want to use your mage hand thing?
Yeah, I will use Mage Hand to open the
It
lock.
does appear that there's one more door here.
I just saw Elias go through a wall. It's very weird. I got a ghost.
Okay. This room has tall bookshelves affixed to the outer walls that have spilled their contents onto the ceiling turned floor. A large table lies on its side, one leg broken. A 5-foot wide tunnel in the floor to the east leads down. So there's a tunnel in the floor. Looks like it's been broken. Something broke through the floor and is a tunnel leading down. The bookshelves are affixed to the wall, so they're not on the floor. They are still attached to the ceiling. And there are books and some other debris on the floor, as well as a table upside down.
I pick up like a piece of debris and I try to toss it down the
The hole?
hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear the clinking and clanging of the board as you lose sight of it down the hole.
I would like to. It appears there's a nook over here. Is there anything in this nook?
Nothing in the nook there. No.
To examine the bookshelves.
I want to look. Yeah, first I want to see if anything stayed on the bookshelves. And
There
if
are-
not,
There are nothing on the bookshelves. All the contents are spilled on the floor.
then I want to start looking at these books and see if there's a
Okay.
theme of
Start reading
like
chapters and titles.
I'll
Sure,
do the same. I'll also look at the books.
Sure. Flair, you pick up one of the books, and it's a massive tome, but it's in a language you do not understand.
I show it to everyone.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
Is it in Abyssal or Celestial by any chance?
it is not.
I'll toss it aside.
I didn't hand it to you. I was just showing it to you.
I take it and throw it away from you.
See, in our group, we have to be very specific with what we say about who has objects
Hmm.
Because Andrew and Joey assume that any object is fair game if it's a group object.
Yeah, right.
But Stefano and CJ need to be very specific that it is in your possession, not the group's.
So I'm like showing everyone the writing. Does anyone recognize it?
Is it an Elvish, Thieves' Cant, or Giant?
It is not.
Is it Draconic?
Is it in Common?
Nope.
Oh.
Are the symbols that Edmund was able to read from the map, does he recognize anything like that?
No,
Do I recognize it?
you do.
Oh, I did show it to everyone.
We
I will
talked
say-
about this, Dasha. You can speak.
Okay. Now I'm forgetting what we talked about in relation to this.
Oh, well.
There's a lot.
I
But,
can tell you what it says if you'd like.
Yeah, Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vellynne looks at the book. The book that you're holding says Magical Wonders. That's the title.
What language is this book in?
Is it in that one language that I?
Yeah, you can tell them what you think it is.
Is it the Arcane Brotherhood?
You could tell them that. Mhm.
Yeah. So I'll tell them this is written in the language that the Arcane Brotherhood uses to communicate.
Any pictures?
There are actually, as you start to, she tells you the name, you thumb
Yeah.
through the pages. You can see there's very detailed sketches of a whole ton of different devices. You have no idea what they say, but some of them do actually look like they have similar runes that the Summer Star had on it.
Do you me or
No,
or-
so one last thing you also notice is that some of these sketches and pictures in the book are they're more like blueprints than drawings, similar to blueprints you found at the cabin.
I will hand it to Vellynne and say, I will hand it to her. It is now in Vellynne's possession. Do any
Okay.
of these devices seem to talk about how to end this winter?
Surely the magnificent solar flare should be able to decipher these incantations.
I stared daggers at Rogal.
stare back?
Rogal, you're welcome for the clearly expensive and useful potion.
Rogal blushes and feels ashamed.
Do I recognize any of the devices? I forget if this is one of the things we talked about. Bob, like in specifics.
You don't recognize the devices, no, but if you were to sort of analyze this, you would need time to read the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll tell the group I don't recognize anything, but perhaps could continue studying this book, and it may take many hours, but maybe I could decipher something.
It is a massive tome, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about this hole.
Yeah, I want to go and peer in this hole.
Okay.
I'm down to look in this hole.
Can you like climb into it? Does it go anywhere?
So it's a tunnel. Looks like it's been gouged out. It doesn't look like it was created in the same manner of the rest of this place, because everything here was smooth, and again, you don't know how this was created, but it must have taken a lot of time and dedication. This looks like something ripped through this.
Does it look like there's like handhold? Does it look climbable?
It's totally climbable. Totally climbable. But if you have climbing gear or rope, it would make it much easier.
No, I've
Definitely
got
have
climbing gear and rope.
Some rope.
Okay.
I can try and climb it.
Where did you get climbing gear?
I've got pitons and crampons, that kind of stuff.
Pitons. And
Croutons?
Pitons, crampons.
Rogal always thinking about food. Crampons are good for climbing ice. Is this ice?
It's
I
not
have
ice,
rope.
no. The rope and the climbing gear itself, the spiked like shoes that you could wear,
Yeah.
that would be helpful to climb down.
As long as someone goes first.
Is there anything else you want to do in
me
this
and-
room before you descend?
Well, you said none. I'm assuming none of the other books seemed of note.
Oh no, there are plenty of books.
Oh man, I'm
I mean,
looking
yeah,
at
I-
all
I
the.
was-
I'm looking
I
at all
thought
the
it was
books.
just one book.
No,
Yeah, I
there's
thought
a
there- like, I
bookshelf.
definitely
of
was
books.
picking up a book earlier, but it seemed like that was the only book that was.
No. Sorry, I apologize if I didn't hear you say you wanted to look at a book too.
Yeah.
If you give it to Vellynne, she could translate the title. CJ picks up one.
Yeah, I'll pick up one, and Edmund hands it to her and says, "Can you perhaps tell me what this book's cover says?"
Mysteries of the Fey Rim. Phaerim.
P-H... Sorry, spell that again?
Phaerim.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Go ahead.
I'm gonna slide that one into my backpack.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll pick up a book on my own as well, if there's anything that catches
This
my
one
eye.
says Wizards in the Hollow.
How many more books? How many more books are on the ground?
There are dozens of books, but you feel like once you pick up those 3, you've really done a thorough search.
Thank you. You are a kind and benevolent DM.
So many books.
Yeah, before you climb down, you look through the books and you find those 3. They seem to be pretty prominent. They look like they were kept in good order, and those are the ones that stood out to you.
They're all in this mysterious language we can't read.
Correct. Only Vellynne can read it.
Mhm.
Or no.
He
Alright.
must have been quite the wizard to have such a collection of books in his library, or her library.
Perhaps when we get back to town, we could look through some of these.
Of course.
Perhaps you can show us the ways in which to read them.
That might take some time.
Mm-hmm.
Takes years to learn, but I can perhaps decipher for you.
I've got years. This winter's not going anywhere.
All right. So we're heading down?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
cast guidance on myself, and then I'm going to start heading down.
All right. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight. Unfortunately, I would love to continue on. It's getting exciting, but
We're leaving it on guidance.
we're leaving it on guidance. We're about to descend down into this structure, whatever this is. All right. So,
Down
Let's
the
see.
rabbit hole.
yeah, so we'll leave here. Next time we begin, we'll start right at this, going down into the hole, and pick up where we left off. I hope you all enjoyed this stream, although not too much combat. It felt like there was quite a bit of rolling of dice.
Many
Yeah.
saves, or
Many
maybe
saves.
We all got exhausted of rolling dice.
You
Except,
guys fought a dragon.
Yeah, if you, the viewers, were hoping that we would charge the dragon, let us know in the comments.
Leave a comment down below. Like this video.
Should they have charged a dragon? Would that have been a mistake? Who knows?
Yeah,
Leave a comment.
it would have been
Should-
a mistake.
Should Rogal have asked who the writer was?
Yes.
Should Rogal have asked who the writer was? God, that would have been funny.
Just slipped his mind.
Well, we'll find. I'm sure that will never affect the story again.
This will
So-
never.
It's over.
It's a one-time.
Never.
It was a random encounter, everybody.
Random encounter.
Completely random.
Completely
Two
random.
white dragons.
I could
All
tell.
right,
I could
everybody.
see Bob typing a made-up name when the dragon showed up.
And he was like, "Oh no, I need to come up with a name for a
Vegaturus. That just came right off the top of my head.
Very
Churros. Yeah.
No, that's too simple. Vanisher.
All right, everybody. We're going to leave it here. We will see you next week on Tuesday. Every Tuesday we stream. Don't forget to check out the Supernatural 20 one-shot horror episode this Saturday at 7 p.m. Until we see you next time, we'll see you later on the tabletop.
Oh, there it is.
See you on the tabletop, everybody. Good night.
Peace.
Night.